that. Zip that guy off of there. We got a full set of LS valve springs to change today on some LS3 heads, and we're going to use the cheapskate, I say relatively cheapskate, Lisle valve spring compressors that's made for LS heads. Part number 16560. It only does one at a time. Takes a little while. But this is substantially cheaper than the kit that'll do both springs at once. I think this was like $19. I've actually seen guys make these homemade. You can do that too. Time and a place for being a cheapskate and wasting time on making things, but you can definitely make this yourself. Gonna put in a set of my favorite PAC 1219 drop-in valve springs on these guys, and one of the things I want to see is if this tool will hold up to even just using an electric ratchet on it over and over again and not tear the threads up on this stud. But the first one we do, I'll just do with a gear wrench, and we'll see how it performs. This stud does have a Allen head, so you can run it in and out quicker. You want to get this stud down into the head as far as you can. I don't know if they give you 2 washers because they want you to use 2 washers. I'd imagine those washers are going to wear out with enough use. I can put a little drop of transmission fluid on the threads. First time starting a nut. Warning, wear eye protection. That's way too easy. Just one. Get the keepers out. Sometimes you gotta flick the second one around with a little screwdriver. There she goes. Okay, so we're at the top of the stud there. Just about got all the tension off of it. Now it's loose. Don't know that it needs 2 washers on it. Jeez. Did it mush it?
Yeah.
This is probably a new unknown valve spring. These heads were reconditioned. I kind of want to feel the stems. Actually feels really good. I'll probably check them all. Not that I don't trust certain machine shops' work. I've never used these guys before. His PAC 1219s are good for, I think, 625 lift, if I remember right. And it is literally a drop-in valve spring. This is where it's going to get a little bit sketchier because these springs are taller. One down, 15 to go. Pretty soft washers that they give with the tool. Always a good idea to give these a little tap with a plastic hammer. Make sure it's fully seated. Make sure your face isn't over it when you do that. And also don't smack it too hard when it's just a loose head on a bench, because you could potentially whack the valve into the table. That wouldn't be good. So we're going to do 15 more of these, and we'll come back and revisit if the tool's still alive. Well, it's like I say in a lot of my videos, you either get to hear airplanes or leaf blowers. You pick. No, you don't get to pick. Today it's leaf blowers. And airplanes. So we're halfway, actually we're 7/8 the way. I'm not going to do math on that. We're on the last one on the first head. We got a little bit of a system going that seems to be working pretty good. Our washer is pretty smushed, so I'm going to save this washer for the second head, and then I'll get new washers if I ever use this. Maybe see if I can find a little bit harder washer. But we've got a reasonable system going here. A little bit of wear and tear on the stud after doing 7 of them so far, but overall I think it's holding in there just fine. Been using this little Craftsman screwdriver to run this bugger down in there because I'm too lazy to get an Allen wrench. That works just fine. Isaac's been trying to catch the keepers as a pair. That. Zip that guy off of there, pluck him off of there, and checking up on the old machine shop's valve guide checking. Valve guides seem like they're in nice shape. Keep her back in. Oh, we dropped a washer. The washer's so smushed it's got to be perfectly on the stud. Keepers back in. And there we go, one head done. Okay, we'll dig the other head out and get him done. And we'll see how the tool's doing at the end of that. We got both heads done, 16 springs. I think the tool survived just fine. Definitely some wear and tear on the stud, but I think she'd be good for doing another pair of heads easily. Maybe even 2 pairs of heads. Might want to get a stack of washers, because this washer definitely deforms, and got to be careful. It starts to spit off little slivers of metal, so just be aware of that. Look for it. Pick them up with your magnet when you can if you see them fall off in there. But other than that, for 19 bucks or whatever it was, I think it did the job just fine. Held up to using the power ratchet for 15 of them. So anyways, I'd say I'd give it a, I don't know, solid 8 out of 10 stars maybe. Not quite 10. She wasn't perfect, but not bad either. Anyways, those of you that actually watch this channel every once in a while, we'll have a solid update on the rest of the engine probably late next week or the week after next. Should be good.